Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome to Wasteland 3. I believe this is the last of the games that I originally started the channel to talk about, and here we are. It is finally out. The end of an era, I suppose. Though there will always be new games to talk about. That said, I know we've all been waiting for this one for quite some time, so I'm not going to keep you waiting. We'll be jumping in just a second. But first, I should note that today's video is dedicated to Anerdinwarpaint and Nathan Welch Jr., who both helped fund the series. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, let's get started. First thing we have to do is select our difficulty setting. And y'all know me. I do appreciate a challenge, but I am not prone to turning it up to 10. So we will roll with Ranger difficulty. That enables friendly fire and various other harsher mechanics, so that should hopefully keep things interesting.
It's been a rough few years for the Desert Rangers. When the world ended, they tried to bring some order to what was left of Arizona. But then, the Cochise AI woke up, and they found themselves in a fight to the death with its robot army. In the end, they had to nuke their own base to kill the damn thing for good. Been hard going ever since. Then, the Rangers heard from a fella calling himself the Patriarch. Said he owned Colorado, but his kids were trying to steal it from him. And if the Rangers were to come and put him in their place, he'd give Arizona all the food and supplies it needed to rebuild and survive.
Whoa! Sorry, Major. No way we're getting through that.
10-4, Cody. Advanced team reported an alternate route across a frozen lake. Find it.
Copy that.
Well, reluctant as the Rangers are to interfere in family squabbles, they weren't really in a position to say no.
Our route's around that dam on the far shore. Scouts, check out the ice and lead us across.
Yes, ma'am.
So the Brass sent Ranger Team November across the Rockies, because the aid he was promising the Rangers wasn't just their best hope. It was their last.
Okay, Major. All good. Come ahead.
Yeah. It's been a rough road lately. But that's the thing about the Rangers. It doesn't matter how hard it gets, or how many of them fall. They keep on fighting. The Rangers never stop fighting.
An inauspicious start for Team November. But I suppose if we all made it there in one piece, it wouldn't make for much of a story. Now, obviously we're not going with pre-gens. I am going to make a couple of custom characters. I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going for, and I am aiming for like 90% cheese here. And I'll make a few suboptimal choices just to help keep this interesting. I do need to take a moment to settle the details though, so we will be right back. And we are back. Say hello to Retcon and Lady Doll. We do have a lot of ground to cover today, so I'm going to try to make this pretty quick. First up, let's have a look at our stat lines. And I will say right now, it is identical for both characters. You may notice a bit of a theme. I have gone all in on charisma. That is because I am prioritizing experience gain. It is worth noting that while it initially gives you a fairly minimal return, just 2% per point, that changes once you max it out, because for whatever reason, the developers decided to disproportionately weight it. Once you get that last point, instead of boosting to a 20% overall gain, it boosts to a 30% overall gain. So if you're going to invest in charisma, you might as well go all in. And of course, if you are going all in on charisma, you might as well do it early to maximize the return. That does, of course, mean that we had to make some sacrifices in other areas. We'll struggle a little during the early fights, but my general hope here is that the accelerated level gain will allow us to shore up those other areas before we get too far into the game. In the long run, this should be a net gain for us. Beyond that, the characters are fairly straightforward. We'll start with Retcon. He is our heavy and our leader. And because I didn't want to go full cheese, I did not take Bookworm or Poindexter, instead opting to focus on flamethrower mechanics. As you can see, I took the Disciple of Metal background, which will grant us a flat plus 15% bonus to fire damage, I believe. Since I do love doubling up on bonuses, we have also taken Pyromaniac instead of my beloved Poindexter, which ultimately brings our fire damage bonus up to 40%. Not too shabby. As for Doll, she is our scout and sniper. And full disclosure, my original plan was to actually give her leadership as well, with the idea being that if she killed a boss enemy with her first salvo, it would grant bonuses to the rest of the squad for the rest of the battle. Unfortunately, I just couldn't ultimately fit it into her build. As a general rule of thumb, I don't think you should go over 4 skills per character, and because she was our scout, it meant that things like stealthy, explosives, and lockpicking had to be the priority, and obviously she needs a weapon skill too. So, leadership went over to Retcon, which works almost as well. Instead, we just doubled up on Doll's Alpha Strike and Stealth capabilities. We took Raider Hater for obvious reasons, plus 10% damage to all human opponents. And then, for her quirk, we got a little creative and took Mime. That is far from an optimal decision. On the other hand, though, it will help her get past densely patrolled areas, and it also comes with some pretty amusing side effects, which we'll get to in just a second. It is worth noting here that the penalty to Constitution is pretty trivial. We can easily make up for that over time. The penalty to throwing range is a bit more problematic, though, especially for what amounts to our explosives expert. That said, let's be honest here. You're mostly using that explosive skill to disable traps and to fire rocket launchers, which don't use your throwing substat. We will still be using hand grenades, but it's primarily going to be as a sort of glorified point defense. Alright, let's get this train wreck rolling.
Team Nico, last train on this heap is shot. But buy me a minute, I think I can get the weapons online.
Surprise, Sasquatch!
Okay, so first things first. A few of you may have seen me miraculously save our squad back during the beta. I will go ahead and say right now, that is basically impossible now. You'll see why in one turn. Aside from that, we also have the pre-order gear, which I got because I backed the project on Fig. These are roughly the equivalent of Tier 2 weapons, slightly higher end Tier 2. So we'll go ahead and slap those on. Given our lower combat stats, we're going to need all the help we can get. We also have these things, the Ranger hat and the Veteran Ranger's badge. And we are going to want to equip those, but we can't do it during combat, so that we'll just have to wait until we're done with these guys. Speaking of which...
Dorsey still breathing!
Huh. You know, I really thought we'd kill this closer guy, but, I will absolutely accept those results.
Now you done pissed us off!
You might notice that doll is miming shooting people. She just kills people with sheer force of will.
There's the problem. Hang in there, November. Almost got it.
No, it's fine. Take your time. Everything's fine. Hey, nice to see that luck proc, even with our 1 luck. I think that's because it checks for lucky crits on every shot of a burst.
We can all... My bullets are skull nukes!
Ha! Got it. November, you have targeting control.
Neat. Better late than never, I suppose.
Fire!
Over here, you two. Come here. Listen, if you want to live through this, we gotta take out the bastards with the rocket launcher up on the dam. We'll each find our own way up there and catch them front and back. Got it?
Understood, Major.
Good. And remember, Arizona's depending on us. There's no giving up here, there's no going back. All right, move out!
Sad to see our team get slaughtered, but it was, like I said, basically impossible to save them. The Dorsey Warbot shows up 1 turn earlier than it did in the beta. I am pretty sure it has 100% accuracy against your squad mates. And while it doesn't apply to our current characters, it is worth noting that the developers definitely nerfed all of the quirks that grant bonus action points or actions. So, no more infinite attacks from Serial Killer. Which is perfectly understandable. Let's go ahead and give the badge to Retcon. Doll has more utility skills, so she'll be gaining levels a little faster anyway. We don't want her to get too far ahead. I'll also be trying to resist the urge to swap that badge back and forth during skill challenges because, I'll tell you, it gets tedious. Tread marks lead away from the ambush. If a ranger vehicle escaped, the broken ice has hidden their trail.
Are you washed in the blood?
Delightful.
In the soul cleansing blood.
Yeah, let's not do that. There are powder burns on this ranger's jacket. They were shot at point-blank range. I will say we're going to be taking a slightly more aggressive posture towards the Dorseys this time. Not to the point where we're executing helpless prisoners or anything, but we're definitely not going to coddle them.
Get off the ice!
Thanks. Duly noted. This ranger's corpse's eyes are wide open. They reflect the fire of burning trucks. This ranger was beaten to death. This truck is empty. Looks like the occupants managed to escape, but you can't tell where they went. Interesting. Someone sliced open this ranger's abdomen and removed his intestines. Judging by the expression that is frozen on his dead face, he was alive when it happened. That's slightly less interesting. More, viscerally horrifying.
How should I know? Maybe you blew her up already.
Liar! I want her head. It's gonna be me who bring it to Jarrett. Where is she?
I don't know. I don't know.
You're hiding her from me. You're denying me my glory.
Get that fucking gun off of me. I don't know.
Ugh, stupid cow. You're wasting my time.
Goodbye.
Thanks. I don't think I could have lasted another second. Really did a number on me.
Any other survivors from your squad?
Not likely. Most of them burned with our transport. Couple more went under the ice, and... Wait, Major Tom. He might have made it. Saw him take off like a bat out of hell after we wrecked. Don't know if he'll come with you if you find him. He gets pretty spooked, but take these. Might get his attention.
Who's Major Tom? Prasad is our major.
Major's just his nickname. You can just call him Tom when you find him.
Let's get you moving.
Gotta catch my wind first. Let me stay here and guard your rear while you take care of the ones around the corner.
Fair enough.
Be careful.
Take care, Jody. Good luck. A tape from Jody's folks, wishing her well on her mission with the Rangers. Rad Cuts coupon. One free haircut from a nuclear-powered barber bot. Sounds... fun?
Your ma and I ain't much for saying goodbyes, Jody Bell, so we're gonna slip this into your pack before you leave in the morning.
We just want you to know how proud we are of you, and that we'll be praying hard for your safe return.
And don't you worry about us, none. We'll get by. We always do.
Remember not to sass the officers. And don't drive so fast.
Well, I am very glad we landed that shot. Looks like the Dorseys haven't been camped here long. They must have known you were coming.
Blood! Blood for the deluge!
Joey! No!
Don't worry, crybaby. You won't be grieving long.
Murders! Sick fucks!
I agree. Let us express our disapproval with bullets. We'll have to mind that oil barrel there. If we even clip it, that prisoner is dead. You think this angle might work? Yeah, the other angle's too risky.
Never should have signed up for this shit.
Okay, fingers crossed.
You're all the best.
Huzzah. Doll? Thank you, Doll. Let's see how we weather the return fire. Oh. Ouch.
We did it.
We did. We did indeed. Let's go have a chat with this poor, unfortunate soul.
We never should have signed up for this shit. It wasn't supposed to be like that. Why didn't you get here sooner? Look what they did to Joey! He's dead!
Come on, we have to keep moving.
Damn right! Gotta get poor Joey back to AZ.
Our orders are to take the dam.
I don't care. I'm finding a way back. I can't let Joey be buried here. The ground's too cold.
We need you. You can still fight.
Are you kidding yourselves? We're done. Just let me go.
All right, we're leaving without you then. Good luck.
Good. We don't need you. Do it, Joey.
Yeah, can't say I blame her. This expedition is off to a rough start. This ranger was dragged out of a vehicle, disemboweled, and left to die of blood loss and cold. It will be curious to see if Private Beltran ends up appearing again at some point later in the campaign. Oh.
Oh, another gut puppet to my name. You hearing this, Erastus? You ought to be here. The deluge of blood has begun, and I'm winning, big brother.
We'll just see about that. Here comes a new challenger. Oh, right. I actually forgot about this thing. This is slightly problematic. That thing is way too strong for us to shoot our way past, and we do not have the skills for the obvious solutions. Well, we're just gonna have to try to snake our way past these things and hope for the best. Nope, stop, hold, okay. That clearly wasn't going to work. Let's try that again. And there we go. Lovely. Ah, tricky, tricky. Your classic bait trap. Modest chest armor. And a tier 1 flamethrower. Oh, plus a smoke grenade. That's fun. Never actually used a smoke grenade, but yeah, let's go ahead and slot that. As for the flamethrower, that is a tier 1. Yeah, that's just vendor trash. Alright, let's see what we've got next. You ain't ready for the deluge. What deluge is that? The deluge of blood. Oh, thanks.
Rangers, Prasad here. Took care of the hostiles who jumped me, but those bastards are still up there on the dam. I found a spot to hunker down and give you some cover when you get there. But I'm afraid this'll be mostly on you. Good luck, and hurry.
On our way. Rabbit's Paw. Plus 3% crit chance. And a sign-up sheet for the Chicken Fight Battle Royale. Please note, participants will also need to sign the wrongful death waiver sheet. Thanks. I am genuinely hoping that is something we find in the game. Ah, Nitro Spike. Yeah, we're gonna need that. You know what? As much fun as it might be to use the smoke grenade, I think it's safer if we make sure we've got that Nitro Spike handy. Just in case. On the other side of the door, you can hear rough voices and laughter. And rocket fire. Alright, Rangers. Let's do this.
Ah, damn it. Looks like we killed them all. Guess the fun's over. Wait a minute. Maybe not. Howdy, Hotlander. Oh, as much fun as it is killing folk long distance, I like it best when the deluge of blood happens up close and personal. You know what I mean? The rest is gonna be sorry he stayed home. He loves him some entrails.
who's Erastus?
My big brother. He'd have loved to taken a piece out of you, but that's okay. I'll bring him one later.
The way you go on about him sounds like Erastus is the real leader. So why are we talking to you?
You ain't talking to me, assholes. I'm talking to you, and I'm done talking. The deluge of blood is coming, and I'm its harbinger. And it all begins here, you little prairie dog. What I do to you, the Dorsey's gonna do to all of Colorado. So squeal all you want. No one's coming to save us.
You alright? He's fine.
Holy shit! They done killed Jared!
Doggy. Never shut up. Heads up, Rangers. More incoming.
And here we go.
Are your garments all spotless? Are they white as the snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Is your soul all spotless? Is it clean as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb?
You'll feel my blades for that!
I am washed in the blood of the Lamb. I am clean and spotless. I am pure like the snow. I am washed in the blood of the Lamb.
Dorsey's vengeance is coming! I'll slice off some bacon flank!
Not too shabby. Some slight slowdown during the fight, and there is this weird visual glitch on the arms, but the game did come out one day ago. Sure, they'll get that stuff ironed out. Let's gather up our loot, and then we'll check on the Major. This is another ranger from your convoy. She appears to have survived the ambush, only to be beaten, sliced open, and shot in the head. So really, she didn't survive the ambush. Tier 1 rocket launcher. Nice callback to Wasteland 1. Veteran's Ranger Star. This gleaming ranger badge is a sign of hope in troubled times. If you say so. Okay, let's get that badge equipped. Might as well enjoy that free point of intimidation. Oh, we also pulled our first level up. Though I don't think we're going to assign our points just yet. Wasteland 3 uses hard-gated skill checks, so best to hold on to those points until we know what we need. Major Prasad's breath steams from her clenched teeth. Her guts are spilling through her bloody fingers.
Nice work finishing off that jerk's crew. Did you find any other survivors?
Private Bell. She should be here soon.
Bell's a good kid. Thank you. You did well. Now...
She closes her eyes, grimacing, then fumbles in her knapsack.
I'm bleeding all over the paperwork. We need to head for Colorado Springs. Establish a headquarters at Peterson Air Force Base. Support the Patriarch, no matter what. We do that, and the Patriarch sends aid to the Arizona Rangers. We don't, and the Rangers are fucked. And that brings me to the secret orders.
How secret? Who else knows about them?
Only me. Got them from General Woodson. When we first heard from the Patriarch, General Woodson sent an advance team to Colorado, led by Angela Death. But they went dark. We have to find them.
What do you know about this Patriarch?
Not much yet. He's the boss of Colorado. He's rich, and he's willing to share food and supplies with Arizona in exchange for a little firepower. So we better not mess this up.
We thought Angela Death was killed on a mission to California.
No. She found her way home, then found out all her squad mates had died fighting. Jeez. Probably why she volunteered for the advanced team mission. Got her away from her ghosts. Give me a second. Catch my breath, and we can go.
Oh boy. Major, with all due respect, you're dying. You need to face this like a ranger. Now. Her jaw tightens at your words, but finally she nods and releases her grip on her wound. Blood and viscera spill to the snow.
Well... fuck!
She sinks back, then reaches a bloody hand toward you. Yep. Her hand closes over yours, fierce and tight. She tries to speak, but then the light fades from her eyes. she's gone. Rest in peace, Major Prasad. Death by plot hammer. Rough way to go. Based on our low strength scores, we'll have to be careful what we actually equip. Though we will be boosting retcon strength pretty early on. Hey, Major Tomcat. And all of a sudden, things weren't quite so bleak. As you get close, you see the cat has a dog tag rather than a collar, which is embossed with the name Tom. Well, I guess we will do what Jody suggested. Hey Tom, want a ciggy? Meow. Tom climbs down to you, eager for a smoke. That's just wrong. Hittin' Kitten. Plus 6% crit chance. You know what? I probably should have had Dahl do the approach, but that's fine. Retcon can still get use out of that too. Might actually bolster his leadership procs. Brain Candy. Short-term bonus to perception and strike rate. Long-term penalty to evasion. That's not too bad. Though I suppose it might also depend on what the other withdrawal symptoms are. I have yet to risk it.
Hey, Jared, little brother, how goes that deluge of blood? You dry gulch them Hotlanders yet? Erastus! Jared's dead! They killed him! Gunned him down like a dog! What? No! No! If I ever catch who did this, they're dead! Every last one of them dead! You hear me? My brother will be avenged!
You are certainly welcome to try. Fair warning, though. I see a Dorsey, I see a target. Glass Snux. Low-tier brawling weapon. Solid bonus to movement. But not something we're going to get much use out of. That does remind me, though. Let's have a look at those papers we got from Prasad. Orders from Ranger Command. Instructions to Major Vera Prasad. A. Take command of convoy designated Team November and cross the Rocky Mountains to the city of Colorado Springs. Make contact with Saul Buchanan, aka the Patriarch. B. Establish a base of operations in Colorado Springs. Recruit and train additional personnel as needed. C. Preserve the life and position of the Patriarch at all costs. Do whatever is necessary to secure the aid promised to the Desert Rangers. D. Locate Colonel Angela Death and her advance team. If advance team is deceased, collect bodies for burial. If alive, ascertain reasons for loss of communication. Disciplinary action is authorized at your discretion. E. In the event of your death or incapacitation, these orders shall apply to the senior surviving member of the expedition. Which I guess would be us. Lucky us. Wade Woodson, Commanding General, Desert Rangers. I believe Woodson was the former radio operator. That is quite a promotion. But hey, I'm a commander now too, so who am I to talk? Well, we are taking a ranger-first mindset this playthrough, so those orders are essentially our gospel. Everything we do will be to further those goals. Barring outright betrayal.
Is that Major Prasad? They got her? God damn it. Fuck this place. Fuck it.
Yeah. This has been a rough day.
Welcome, Rangers. You may approach the Patriarch.
Three, when there were 50. Cold logic says I should turn you away. That there aren't enough of you left to do the job at hand. But that Dorsey ambush was my fault. And I owe you more than explanations and apologies. So, here's something more tangible. The Dorseys didn't just attack you. They attacked my city. This one was trying to burn down our jail. If you want some vengeance for what was done to you, he's yours.
Yeah, we do want revenge, but not against helpless prisoners. We believe in justice, not vengeance. You should give him a trial.
How civilized. Around here, we save trials for those whose guilt is in doubt. But if that's what you want, I'll introduce him to Judge Watkins. He always follows the law. I'd like to bring all the Dorseys to justice. And maybe, with your help, I will. But for now, let me address your immediate needs. In addition to this base, and the aid I promised your general, I'll be giving you the resources to return your force to full strength. Recruiting, training, and equipping. It's not enough. I know. The men and women you lost can never be replaced, but it's what I can give you. I hope you'll accept it.
We are going to cooperate. That's our orders. But it doesn't mean we have to be enthusiastic about it. It's better than nothing, as long as our deal's still in place.
The deal's still in place. You help me, I help Arizona. And the flame of civilization spreads its warm glow a little further into the night. That's what we all want, right? Now, introductions. My name is Saul Buchanan. I own Colorado, though you'll meet some who disagree. This base is your new home. From here, you'll aid my people and, more importantly, do the job I brought you here to do. Now, yes, Joe?
Pardon, Patriarch. It's Daisy. An update on the Garden of the Gods?
All right. Sorry, Rangers. Still putting out fires. Two of my best are waiting for you inside. Darius Kwan of the Marshals and my old friend Sergei Greatsky. Go see him. I'll be in when I'm done here.
Nice, and there is our second level up. Not sure if we'd have gotten that without the maxed out charisma. This crudely painted sign says Colorado Springs, with an arrow pointing south. Jody,
I need to rest a spell. Catch my breath. That all right with you?
How are your injuries? Recovering okay?
I'm still healing up. Go out and find your footing while I get back on my feet.
Are you, missing Arizona?
Oh man, more every day. This place is nice and all. Kinda majestic with all the mountains and wild weather, but it's hard to enjoy it when I know everybody back home is dying by inches. We gotta finish up our business with the Patriarch and get the supplies he promised us back home. People are counting on us. My folks are counting on us. Sorry, I just want to get this done and get back to them.
Yeah, I hear that. Talk to you later, Jody.
Later.
Yeah.
Pleased to meet you, Rangers.
An old, weather-worn pedestal. The inscription is fading and illegible.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Welcome, Rangers. I'm Marshal Darius Quan, and this here's Sergei Greatsky.
Good to meet you, Rangers. Glad to see some friendly faces. Been rough around here these last few days. Dorsey's attacked us too. Snuck inside Colorado Springs and killed a lot of people. Situation's under control now. Mostly.
What were the Dorseys after?
The Patriarch. Thank God they never got near him. He's the only thing keeping Colorado from tearing itself apart.
And sorry about these alarms. Something must have triggered the old security system. Trouble is, there's a bunch of angry robots guarding the computer that shuts them off. How you deal with them is your call. Your base, your rules.
Easy enough. We'll be right back.
Thanks. I can hardly hear myself think.
All right. Let's push forward a little bit farther, get the rest of the basic plot laid out, and I think we'll be at a good stopping point. These things are cute.
Alarm! 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 Fire aid alarm! A warning to you in the Uber. Visit a secure government facility you commit trespassing against. If authorization or you will be Patriarch.
This base has been out of service for decades. Have you been on guard this entire time?
Negative. Servitors became active a week ago after a prolonged shutdown period. With power restored, we are prepared to destroy foul interlopers such as yourself.
Your security system is showing signs of neglect. We're from IT. We're here to fix you.
Worry, prone upgrades have not been equipped in 110 years. Frequently perfuse violent interlopers have made switch up repairs in intervening time. Servitors await repairs at your speedy exit from secure government facility.
Yeah, we will do that. Let us hasten our repairs and our speedy exit. This terminal is dusty and old, but when you press the power button, it flickers to life. The computer beeps and whirs for the first time in years. As it boots up, security alert flashes across the display. Every attempt to access a menu is met with command access only. Eventually, you query the machine for command's identity. It replies, command empty. Designate new command? Don't mind if we do. A camera flashes above the monitor, and terrible photos of your faces slowly appear on the screen, line by line. Command recognized. Security alert canceled. Good luck, Commander.
Well done, Rangers. Good to see the place up and running. Now, where were we? Oh, yes. The reason you're here. As you may know, I have a daughter and 2 sons. Liberty, Valor, and Victory. 2 of them conspired against me, and the 3rd blackens the Buchanan name with every breath he takes. Consequently, I banished them. They've been skulking in the shadows ever since, but lately there's been rumors that I'm on my last legs. Lies, of course, but apparently my dear children believe them, and they've started making new plans.
So, you, need us to round them up for you?
Ain't you smart? I'm not worried about my children defeating me, Rangers. They won't. Not even Liberty. What worries me is the destruction they'll wreak as they fail. They'll tear my land and my people to shreds. They'll burn everything I've accomplished to ash. That's why they have to be stopped before they can start. That's why you, Rangers, have to find them and bring them home to me ASAP. And when I say bring them home, I mean bring them home alive. They're my blood. Kill them and we'll have a problem. Do I make myself clear?
What if, taking your kids alive is impossible?
You've already done the impossible by making it here. I trust you. Find a way to make it possible. Now, let me tell you where they are. Victory's holed up in Aspen. Valor's under the protection of the Gippers in Denver. And Liberty's raising an army against me somewhere out on the Eastern Plains. Anything else you need to know?
Yeah, we'll need more background on your kids before we go after them.
What do you want to know?
For one thing, you must have plenty of competent people in Colorado. Why ask us to deal with your children?
Divided loyalty, that's why. I trust my guards, but they don't leave my side. Ever. Everybody else is making plans for when I'm gone. The 100 families, the Gippers, the Marshals, they're all out for themselves. And they know my kids would make good figureheads, give them some legitimacy. Any Coloradan I send to bring Vic, Val, and Libby back home might think they'll get a better deal elsewhere. But not you. I'm the only one who can save your people. Nobody else can get supplies to Arizona before they starve to death. That's why it's you who's doing this. You've got the only loyalty that works. The loyalty of self-interest.
Very, reassuring. What should we know about Victory?
Boy's never been right in the head. Since he was a baby, he'd torture cats, terrorize the servants, set the house on fire, and he's only got worse. The things he's done to the women he finds. Anyway, I finally had enough and put the little monster under house arrest up in Aspen. Guess they weren't prepared because he escaped a while ago and then came back with a gang of freaks and turned the place into a slaughterhouse. Now he's on the radio, laughing about what he's gonna do to his hostages and daring me to come after him. He, claims he's captured some Rangers as well.
He'd better not hurt those Rangers.
And if he does, You're still bringing him home alive no matter what. Remember?
Alive is a broad term. What kind of man is Valor?
Soft, spoiled, fiddled with computers all day instead of learning the arts of diplomacy and war. Finally packed him off when he accidentally crashed my security systems right before his sister's little coup attempt. Made him my official ambassador to the Gippers, hoping he'd do to their systems what he'd done to mine. That was a mistake. He took his revenge by convincing them to cut off oil shipments to my city. No oil means no heat, no light, and no food for my people. So getting Valor back and resuming oil shipments from the Gippers has to happen now.
Who are the Gippers?
Crazy cultists, worship an old U.S. president as a god. Trouble is, they're the only ones who know how to refine oil anymore, so we gotta play nice.
Tell us about Liberty.
Liberty's got more brains and cunning than both her brothers put together. She's the only one who could actually run Colorado. Problem is, she'd run it as a goddamn slave state. Everyone in chains, everyone working for her. Wouldn't worry about her for now, though. Best to wait until you got a little more firepower. She's gonna be well protected.
You're expecting her to try to usurp you?
She's already tried once. Got all the way to the palace steps before we chased her off. She's been licking her wounds out east ever since.
Thanks for the info. We'll do our best with them.
You'd better. Anything else?
Yeah, we have a few things we'd like to ask about the Dorseys and the ambush.
Uh-huh.
Who are the Dorseys?
The last dregs of a treacherous family. Thought I'd wiped them out years ago, but... mistakes linger, Rangers. I know that better than most.
Do you think Vic, Val, or Liberty were behind the attack on the convoy?
Possibly. But I know the Dorseys from the old days. They don't take orders well. Then again, I wouldn't have guessed they'd have the guts to attack both you and Colorado Springs at the same time. So somebody put some fire in them.
Why do you say the ambush was your fault?
My staff and I coordinated the details of your arrival using coded transmissions on radio frequencies we thought were secure. Obviously, they were not. And you paid for it. I take full responsibility.
All right, enough about the Dorseys.
Good. What else do you need?
Guess that's it. Thank you for the briefing, Patriarch.
Of course. Now, if you want a chance to impress me, and maybe get a little payback, that call I got outside was from Sheriff Daisy, the head of the marshals in Colorado Springs. She's having trouble rousting some Dorseys who have been holed up in the Garden of the Gods since their raid fell apart. Why don't you go give her a hand? Show us what the Rangers can do.
Dorseys? This'll be a pleasure.
Enjoy yourselves, Rangers. Just don't get killed. I want a return on my investment. All right, let's move out.
And level 4. Nice. Alright, I think that brings us to a pretty good stopping point. We got ourselves through the tutorial, through the basic plot setup, and we've got 3 level ups worth of upgrades to take care of. Not to mention, I believe we can now fill out the rest of our squad, so I'll need to go hammer out the details on our 3rd and 4th slot builds. The way I see it, we need a face, a medic, and a tech, or some combination thereof. So let's hit the pause button here. I will go hammer out the rest of our squad, and we will pick up here next time as we get our squad set, secure our base, and take our first steps out into Colorado Springs. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Wasteland 3, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official YouTube and Twitch channels, the official social media feeds, or the numerous official store pages. As always, links are in the description.